2 ejected, and later each player suspended for a couple of games. Jumping center here, and we are running tonight from Wells Fargo Center. Second of 2. Timberwolves played last night in Memphis. They lost, and they are minus a key starter in Malik Beasley. Karl-Anthony Towns has been putting up some outrageous numbers lately. That was an issue in the Cleveland game a couple of nights ago as well. He got to the cup, just couldn't finish.
Like to see him just elevate, raise up, and punch that.
Also missed a bunch of games due to health and safety protocols. That's Towns off the Curry miss. He is their leading rebounder, averaging just under 11. Minnesota roster is the 3rd youngest in the league behind Memphis and Oklahoma City, and the Grizzlies will be here tomorrow night.
And you can see there's more of a finesse game to Towns.
Minnesota roster is the 3rd youngest in the league behind Memphis and Oklahoma City, and the Grizzlies will be here tomorrow night.
And you can see there's more of a finesse game to Towns. So he's coming off of that DHO. They go to him, leave Ben. Nice fake from Ben.
Towns unable to handle it. Green, it's for 3.
Good repost. We've seen the Sixers do that a couple of times last couple of games. Once in Cleveland, also involving Danny Green and Tobias Harris in the post.
But the guy who made all that happen was Jordan McLaughlin, the steal, and then the fine feet ahead. That's their first bucket in more than 4 minutes. Averaging at least 24 and 10 boards. And he is their best free throw shooter, by the way, at 87%.
Multifaceted early on here, clicking.
Catch up with some lineup changes. Matisse Thybulle, Furkan Korkmaz on the floor for the first time as Towns his second bucket. He's got 7. Speaking of bench players, Dwight Howard, we mentioned part of an excellent bench effort by the Sixers in their win against Cleveland.
Remarkable. If they should do that with prorated over 48 minutes and see where he stands, I'd like to see that.
Nicely done by Harris to knock it away from Towns. Minnesota in dire straits.
Remarkable. If they should do that with prorated over 48 minutes and see where he stands, I'd like to see that.
Nicely done by Harris to knock it away from Towns. Minnesota in dire straits. So I'm pretty sure he's looking forward to getting back and being the most dominant center in the NBA right now. Again, our Geico quote of the game from Dwight Howard. Karl-Anthony Towns is back. Floorboard for Scott off the missed 3. Timberwolves were between a couple of road games. 31 games into the season as Layman goes in and slams for 2. The 5th-year man from the University of Maryland, Jake Layman. Embiid now with 9. And the Sixers, their largest lead at 8 as Towns goes in and slams over Embiid.
Ooh. He might have some finesse in his game, but not on that drive.
P.S. You think Joel's taking notes? Wow, right there, Towns, who is energized after that slam. Harris trying to deal with Karl-Anthony Towns, who has his way anyway. Towns now with 11.
McDaniel's down for so long. I think that really hurt Minnesota in a lot of ways because that game got out of hand early, and Towns is having a heck of a game.
He really is. Towns out of the corner for the 3, and Cat is dialed in tonight.
Those are pretty good.
Yeah, when you take a look at the shooting, that's where my eye goes right away. Again, we're seeing the transformation of bigs in the modern game. And it's a great cut by Seth, giving it up. He sees his defender relaxing just a second, and then he cuts hard to the basket. Ben finds him.
Embiid puts it on the deck, got Towns leaning the wrong way, a lot of contact, and then the whistle does come in. Count the bucket, foul on Cat, and Embiid with a little celebration.
To happen, I don't know how Minnesota can quite, keep it from happening with this lineup on the floor and with the lack of shooting that they have. I mean, really, the discipline of Philadelphia's defense, Minnesota trying to get them into the blender by putting the ball on the deck and collapse the defense, they just couldn't do it.
Embiid
Just too
Gets
big.
position underneath, and then
That's Green on the flyby. It's Edwards for three. Kogi keeping it alive for Minnesota. Towns will try a three.
Good decision by Curry to pull it back out again. Reset. That's the look. It's a good look. Good D there by Curry, moving his feet. Good
Towns
help.
running into Simmons. McDaniels for three, and Minnesota needed that. Jaden McDaniels. And beat his second. Embiid has McDaniels. You better believe he wants him at 185 pounds. Up, and he gave it up on the drive. Now Towns with Green trailing him. Wow, he runs headlong. Embiid has McDaniels. You better believe he wants him at 185 pounds. Up, and he gave it up on the drive. Now Towns with Green trailing him. Wow, he runs headlong into a man. It'll be a blocking foul. That was Harris. So in many ways, Harris gave up his game and his body to help the Sixers on the defensive for the first time since they started the season 2-0. Trying to give themselves a puncher's chance here.
Playing a little 5-around-0 are the Timberwolves. Towns outside the lane. Now he's in the lane for the rebound.
Sets up Edwards for a healthy three. Sixers back up 17, matching their largest lead.
Ben's help defense has been really, really good tonight. Gaining your team extra possessions, always a formula for success.
Scott for a three.
With the no call there, thought he got fouled on that play.
Thank goodness, fewer calls here in the third. We had a ton of whistles in the first half. This third quarter is zipping right along. Milton denied at the rim by Reed. Nice play. Layman in the open floor. Howard trying to prevent him.
Got rings last year and still stay hungry. How about that?
Howard got caught up that time, and Towns was able to drop one down to Layman.
Yep.
On the My Teams app. Foul was on Dwight Howard, his fourth, as we begin the fourth with Embiid on the bench. Towns, we mentioned, has been stuffing the stat sheet lately, and tonight no exception. And Embiid will come back in this one as Towns unleashes a three. Good hustle to keep it alive. Jaden McDaniels. Towns another three. Got it. At a timeout, Doc Rivers.
With Joel popping instead of rolling twice now. Towns content with playing off of him. Just happy to give Joel that jumper as he responds with one himself.
It's his fourth three. He's got 31, making him high man in the game. Milton challenging Towns, and he will get a couple of free throws for his efforts.
76ers stepping into that one aggressively.
Towns off the Harris miss, his 13th rebound. Two and the ball back for Minnesota.
Towns continues his tear, by the way, averaging 31 per over the last 5 road games. He's got 32 here tonight. A 6-0 Wolves run.
There's more to them than once thought, especially when you consider they played last night.
Yep.
Traveled.
Yep.
Lost an hour from Memphis.
Towns for a three. Simmons hitting the deck, and the foul's going to be called on Towns. That'll be his fifth. Exactly 5 minutes to go, fourth quarter. Here are the Timberwolves out of the timeout. Edwards and Towns combining there. Those two have hauled the load for Minnesota. Right now it's a 6-point game.
Weak side, you can't be hugging your man. You've got to be in a position to help off that weak side rotation late getting there.
Towns missing the three, gathered in by Danny Green. That was the 35th free throw attempted by the Timberwolves.
Gets up nice and high on that release.
Towns again. 36 for Towns, his season high 41. Continues to sit. He exited with about 5 minutes to go in the fourth. His team is still up 7. Towns thinking about a three. It's a healthy one, and down it goes. All eyes on Edwards and Towns. They have brought Minnesota to this point. Towns hits for 2, and the rebound right to Simmons.
Just got to get it in. There you go.
And they do to Harris, one of their better free throw shooters. Tobias at a bad part of town, but he is fouled with 11.5 remaining.